double check for it here.
Yep.
Okay, you got it.
Yep.
Let me just do one little audio check here. David and Corey with Quantum Leap, and they never showed on my end. Okay, there it is. Okay, welcome to Quantum Leap, and that's the beauty of a live broadcast. We kind of have a little dead spot at the beginning, but thanks for joining us. And we got a special guest today, Nancy Williams. We're going to talk digital marketing and marketing your business or your small business. But first, I wanted to welcome Corey. And Corey, if you don't mind just
Yes.
introducing yourself and telling us how you know Nancy.
Hey everyone, Cory and I here, and I am co-owner of Takeway Coaching and do business partnership coaching. And I know Nancy through B&I, of course, and many years we were in the same chapter together. I think, yeah, we've all kind of moved around a bit since then.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. And yeah, I've known Nancy for probably like 3 or 4 years now, I guess, and through BNI, and she's just a real kind of part of my marketing mastermind, unofficially, and that she's such a knowledgeable person to talk to about marketing. She's kind of my first referral now on digital marketing for people who need that. I say talk to Nancy, and I actually have to follow up on one referral with you. But with that, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. And I know you've done a couple different things, or you do a few different things, but just tell us a little bit about you, Nancy, and your story, and what you're focused on right now with your business.
Absolutely. Well, as always, thank you for having me back on Quantum Leap. You guys do such a great job with this program, and I always appreciate the opportunity to be on. But as you said, I'm Nancy Williams. I consider myself a local digital marketing pro, powered by 3D Digital. 3D Digital is a full service creative ad agency, and I specialize on the digital side of the house. Um, I guess what I would say is, we are here to help small businesses, small to medium-sized businesses actually grow through anything that has to do with their creative branding, marketing, um, and specifically for digital. We offer a service that is what I call aggressive rather than passive marketing. So instead of waiting for someone to search for you, we proactively display our clients' advertising messages on thousands of websites where consumers tend to, surf, shop, and live online. So that's really what we do. But we have lots of services. We also do logo creation, ad design, flyer designs for folks that need flyers. We do social media management. I think we have a great program in that. A lot of small businesses can't really afford to do their own social media on multiple platforms every single week. So that's something that we offer as well, and we curate the content on behalf of our clients. So pretty sophisticated, but yes, the digital lane is mine.
Yeah, I hear you. And I already have kind of a little wild card question, as we call it, a follow up here about because I see this as such a critical issue for small business. I know you do too, but what do you see as the real gap there for um, small business with social media between what they need and kind of where they're at, and how do you kind of fill that gap?
Yeah, so for our social media product, as I mentioned, most businesses are lean on staff, right? So while they may have someone that's doing marketing, it's typically from an overarching marketing perspective. And while they may post something, periodically on specific social media platforms, they don't have someone that's doing something regularly. And the truth for social media is that in order for it to be effective, it has to be repetitive and it has to be engaging. And that takes a lot of time. So you're either taking one of your staff members that's doing that, or you're effectively hiring a third party, which would be, someone like a 3D Digital. But specifically for that, what we, as I said, what we offer is posting 3 times a week on three of the major platforms. We absolutely can do those three platforms we consider major would be Facebook, X, and IG. But we also will, if LinkedIn makes sense for a client, we can add that. And there's, other platforms as well that we could post to. So again, it's about being engaging consistently, but it's also about curating the content. So as most of us know, it's easy to post something quickly on Facebook, but it's actually finding that content week after week that's fresh and engaging for your customers. Or your potential customers. So I think for us, the social media is an ancillary service that we do that's very, very helpful to small businesses particularly. But in terms of the digital, what I really love about our digital product is that um, we do something called, display ads. So what happens is we sit down with the customer, we do an analysis on the type of customers they're trying to reach. And we use up to seven, technically nine different tactics in order to figure out where we're going to display our customers' advertisement on websites. So we can display on Yahoo, we can display on CNN.com, we can display on local, like at East Bay Express. So any website that actually has the ability to purchase space, we can display to. So with that, if we find someone that's searching online for a particular product or service, and we get wind of that, then we can identify that individual as someone that we want to show an ad to. So that's really what targeted display is. And we can do a targeted display, both a static or in motion. So a commercial, actual commercial. And when someone clicks on that ad, it's going to launch our client, the user to our client's website. So it can either be the main page, you can do it to a sub page, and that's really where they can capture and understand, who's inquiring and be able to make an offer to them or collect some information and get back to them. So that's really targeted display. And then the other way that we use it in a very geographical way. So when I talk about being a local digital marketing pro, it's not just local here to the Bay Area, it's local to wherever our client is. So we can actually go down to the zip code, the county, and even the street address level, and display our clients' ads to the home, in home, out of home, but really, really targeted. And a lot of people like that because when you're working local, a lot of businesses are really looking to target a particular neighborhood or a demographic. But we can also use it to what we refer to as geofence, or put an imaginary fence around their actual brick and mortar, and then we can display an ad to someone that comes within several feet or several miles of their location, and start displaying an ad saying, "Come on in, we'll offer you this, if you come in the next 30 minutes." Or we can also geofence a competitor. So if you have a restaurant and there's another restaurant down the street, we can display their ad and say, "Hey, next time, come to us. We're right up the block." So it's a very sophisticated way to reach a customer, but again, it's more proactive than it is reactive.
Hmm.
Okay, great. Yeah, Corey, I just have one more question, then I'll turn it over to you, but feel free to jump in if you want to follow up on that. Yeah. Um, I was just gonna ask about your experience with Oakland Rotary. I know we're in there together. There's a number of restaurants in there, but do you see that as a valuable for, business owners or as part of the community to be part of that organization?
Absolutely. I see it as both. I think first of all, the best part of Rotary is the people, right? So what happens is you get to really interact and engage with the community and people who are very much interested in building the community, whether that's from a business aspect or a community service aspect. So, I always tell people that Rotary has something for everyone. If you are a business owner and you want to meet other business owners and network, you can certainly do that. We've got some great activities in there, like the mastermind event, which I've been lucky enough to be part of. But also, Rotary has a list of volunteer activities. One of my favorite is I try and volunteer volunteer every Wednesday at Laney College to give away food to, students in need. So, but there's all sorts of activities like that, and also fun going on trips or doing some of the hiking and golfing activities that is also offered. So it's just a really great community organization that meets you where you are, and you can participate as you'd like.
Okay, great. Yeah, if folks want to check out Rotary, I'll put the link to the website. We also have an event, I think, on February 8th at Johnstone Supply. They're featuring more small business in that. Next mastermind's at Laney College. I know we were just told that briefly.
Mhm.
I think it's in March. So,
Yes.
yeah, come check it out. And with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Cory.
All right. Yeah, I hope to be at that mixer. And I guess you also have a Chinese New Year dinner too, right? Is that still open or is it still?
Yeah. That's the best
Yeah,
dinner probably you're gonna
that's
have for
always a big
Chinese
hit.
all year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a big hit.
February 22nd, I believe. Yeah, that's Thursday. Yeah.
All right. We'll see if my wife lets me out that day. It's her birthday weekend. Okay. Speaking of which, so Nancy, I mean, you've made some changes in your business and kind of gone more online, which does make sense these days. But are you still doing the print ads too, or?
We are not doing the magazine. We did for 3 years. We ended up sunsetting the local monthly magazine in June of last year.
Right.
But however, if we do have clients that are interested in us creating an ad for them or a logo, we certainly can accommodate that.
Do the circulars and stuff. Oh, great. And so
Yes.
what was your why of getting into the digital marketing?
That's a great question. So, we were very proud of the magazine. We did some amazing things with the magazine. We helped some businesses grow, and we also were able to highlight some incredible nonprofits in Oakland, both on our cover and inside. And it got really great reviews from many of its readers. But because of the business climate in Oakland and lots of things going on, it just wasn't able to capture as much local uh, business as we had hoped. So when we decided to retire, we talked to a couple of our clients, and while they were disappointed by that, they did. Several of them asked about our digital product because, as I said, the digital product it obviously has a wider reach because it's not direct mail, and we can pretty much go anywhere in the country. But also, it was again they were looking for something more proactive, and especially the folks that were doing events. Again, our digital marketing works really well for events because we can geofence the area that the event happens. If someone goes to the event, we can capture their information and continue to market to them after the event happens. So, we had the Roots Soccer Club in our magazine. We had the ballet, so events at the Paramount. So it's a really effective way. And so they kept asking us, can you stay at least maintaining and doing the digital? We'd love to continue with you. And that's why we decided to continue on with the digital services.
Nice. And
Yeah.
yeah, so are you doing a lot with Google Maps? Just out of a question. I mean, that's sort of changed a lot recently, as I understand.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, I had a conversation with a client about this because they were asking me, well, what do you guys do differently from Google? Well, obviously, Google and Meta have the biggest platforms when it comes to marketing and digital service and those sorts of things. But what we do is, we use very much the same mapping tools. The problem is that most people don't understand the sophistication of a Google ad campaign,
Oh yeah.
and how to even set it up. And that's the advantage that we have. We can use those Google tools and also some additional enhancements that we've created. But you need someone to facilitate the campaign, run the campaign. And what we do is we assign a project manager to every one of our clients. So you have an ongoing relationship, and our project managers are actually monitoring the campaign on the back end. And as we get smarter in the campaign, we adjust it. And so whether we're using keywords or keyword search or anything like that, we're adjusting that to make the campaign better and stronger over time. So we have a minimum 6 month commitment for businesses and a minimum 4 months for events,
Hmm.
because we need that time to really maximize the effectiveness of the campaign. So yes, you can certainly, launch a Google campaign on your own through Google Tools, Google Business Tools, but you're not probably not going to understand the reporting. And again, we give monthly detailed reporting, or actually how to adjust to make it more effective and your dollars more efficient.
Oh no, I wouldn't recommend anybody do that. For a
Yeah,
nonprofit that had, the free advertising, and it's just so complicated. And that was 5 years ago.
it's very complicated.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking back to when I worked with somebody in Oakland who was doing cameras, 3D cameras. And you could
Hmm.
go to a business and film the whole space, and then you could put it on Google Maps and walk in. So somebody could, drop their little pin, go along,
Hmm.
and then walk into a business and see the inside and the interior. It's kind of neat. But
Yeah,
also,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, but that just seems to have dried up. I haven't seen that kind of business arriving again for a while. Uh,
Yeah, it sounds like it wasn't as effective as they had hoped. So it's probably the effort to put it in place is probably more than that they were getting from it.
Yeah, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing a couple of jobs with this guy. Anyways,
Yeah.
as far as that goes, in fact, probably what his mistake was not getting into BNI because I did invite him. Is
I agree.
of which, so then who would you want in your chapter other than somebody who knows 3D camera marketing? Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would say overall for our chapter, I've been with this chapter for 3 years now, and I think what our chapter would benefit from the most would be in a business attorney, a fiduciary. We've been looking for a commercial real estate agent as well. Those are some of the core categories. We'd also love to have a caterer. We use lots of caterers from different BNI chapters, so we would certainly love to keep that in house if possible. But I would say those are some of the main categories that we've been looking. A general contractor would also be good because they can give a lot of business and get a lot of business at the same time.
Right, right. Yeah, we all want business attorneys. I'd say.
Yes,
Well,
I
there's
agree.
Brian Ripley, obviously. Um,
Yes, who is my business attorney as well, but Brian can only go so far and he is in another chapter, so
oh,
it'd be
and
great to have more Brians.
David, we should have Brian on the on Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so so who for you is your ideal client?
Yes, love that question. So our ideal client, while we do work with small businesses, I would say mostly small to medium. We're looking for people that have businesses that are looking to grow in locations. So maybe they have one or two locations today, they want to go to three or four. Because again, as I said, we think that our geo capability would really allow them to hone in on the neighborhoods that they're actually going into and are trying to build up. So that one is a multi-unit or multi-location client for us. We do very well with real estate because it's really for real estate. It's a campaign of awareness, and you always want to be top of mind when people are ready to buy or sell. We also do well with attorneys, and in niche areas that they really need to reach a client. And so I would say attorneys are good. Home improvement is great. I mean, we can actually run some data and figure out, if someone hasn't had their roof service for X number of years, right? So we can, hone in on that. And plumbers, that's a good, and also health, no health and wellness. So we love working with dental or optometrists that have multiple locations. Again, we can, they can spread the cost out over those multiple locations and get more bang for their buck. So I would say those are the types of businesses we're looking for. And just in general, businesses understand that marketing is an investment. Good marketing is certainly an investment, yet you have to have the budget for that.
Right.
And our pricing does start at $1,000 a month for our digital display ads. And then of course our other suite of products we have, different pricing on. But it is someone that's willing to invest. And again, in at least a 6 month minimum campaign. Those are the types of clients that we're looking for.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Well, we'll wrap up there. I just will say that I'll put a few links there to your Visions of Exchange networking chapter. If so there's been
Great.
any business attorneys listening or other folks in those categories, come check it out. I believe you guys are meeting on this Thursday, 7 a.m. off of Broadway at the Sound Room. So still time
Yes.
to register for that meeting.
Yeah,
I,
and if you
I,
can't come in person, we're on Zoom the rest of the month. So easy way to get dressed from the neck up and come hear what we have to say and network with our chapter.
Okay, beautiful. And I'll also put your contact info, just an email and probably a link to your LinkedIn profile. If you
Great.
want me to add anything else, I'll maybe something out of your signature, I'll pull that. But yeah, get in touch with Nancy if you do need digital advertising. She's really the best in the area that we've found for what she does. So um well, guys, we'll talk soon. I'll see you soon, Nancy, and see you
Definitely.
tomorrow, Corey. So thanks for joining us for this episode of Quantum Leap, and stay tuned for next segment. We got Clifton Barnes, video producer, coming up.